Hey y'all, this is AL Thick Madame, Cinnamon Sugar, and this is take two for me. I'm trying to lessen, I'm trying to lessen it, y'all, but it's just be so many intricate details that be going on. I feel like if I don't tell y'all the stuff, y'all gonna come and ask me stuff. So anyway, let me try to shorten it, okay? This is gonna be a what a week post. The most been popping off, so let me tell y'all what's been going on. If you want to, you might want to go get you some, snacks or whatever, but you might want to save them snacks for the end of the conversation. I don't know, but it is what it is. So something that I somehow neglected to mention when I went to work on my first day of work this week, which was Sunday, before I ended up taking off that Sunday, Monday, as they like to call it at my job, a situation popped off. So I came back from my lunch break, and the breaker saw me do what I normally do. Whenever I come back from my break, I turn my radio back on, clip it on me, and do all the stuff I normally do like that. And then because of the time, it's time for me to do the last thing, the last bit of paperwork that I do. But because I know that we were just now becoming operational again, I had to jump in and help to do that. So to kill two birds with one stone, we have two rolling desks back there. And so I was about to roll it into the area that I was going to, which was all the way to the back of where everything was. And so the heifer, that's the breaker, gonna roll up. I'm talking about really looking crazy. It starts yelling and screaming. We had stuff to do. We're trying to make this operational. We're trying to bring this up. Da, 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 da. Y'all, when I tell y'all, first of all, she's short. I'm short. I'm 5'3". She got to be four, between 4'8" and 4'11", if that. Like, she's shorter than me. I actually have to look down at her. That's very rare that happens for me. Normally, I associate with people where I gotta look up at them. Like, it's just everybody, almost all my friends, just tall. It's just almost all of them tall, honey. So this heifer doing the most. Something came over me and said, "Please, please, please give me what to say. Please help me not to go off because I just, it's got my skin crawling a little bit." She was trying to make the gangster come out, and it's crazy because she was doing all this. She was doing all this rah rah. The supervisor was kind of like right behind her and turned around and saw it happening and was looking at me like, because I looked at her and then I looked at him and then I looked back at her and I was just like, Lord, please. Lord, please help me not to go off up in here because I'm already going to look like I'm aggressive. I'm already a big, fat, black woman. And in comparison to her, because she's small and short, I'm going to look like the aggressor, even though I came in here, ain't said nothing to nobody, was minding my business, and was about to go over here and do my work. So I was like, I'm aware of what's going on. Like I said it just like that. And I said it looking just like this, smiling. I said, okay, I'm aware of what's going on. I'm taking this down here where I am so that when we are operational, I can do my paperwork. Thanks. And I walked off. Like, y'all, I had to, and like, she looked like she was about to continue to, I was like, nope, I had to walk off. I was like, and I walked to the floor looking like, what is wrong with this heifer? Y'all, I could not believe. Mm-mm. And it's crazy because she's never tried me before. So that threw me all the way off. So, y'all, I neglected to tell y'all that that happened Sunday before I was going to take off for the retirement situation. And I kept debating, was I going to do it? Was I going to do it? Because I was going to do it within an hour of me getting off work so that nobody else would be affected. Because I could have did it. I could have put in, I mean, it wouldn't make sense. In order for me to get paid for my sick day, I got to do it like right when, sometime after I've left the building within, whatever. But it wouldn't have made sense to do it 2, 3 days in advance because they would have gotten somebody else, but they would have looked at me sideways like, how you know you're going to be sick in advance? But I'm like, girl, I'm not sick. I done told y'all straight up I'm taking off because I'm going to be at this function. I don't care what y'all got going on. So it is what it is, y'all. So anyway, I think that I was so taken aback that I forgot to tell y'all. I was like, I couldn't, because I said something about that. And then I didn't bring it up when I was telling y'all about the retirement. I was like, how did I forget that? I couldn't even believe it, y'all. I think I took it out of my mind. I think I really took it out of my mind because she almost made me go to a place. I was just like, why is this heifer testing my gangster? Why is she trying to test my gangster like this? Why is she trying to bring the gangster out? I'm really not understanding. Like, I keep her buried deep within on purpose. Like, please leave me alone. Like, why are you doing this? So anyway, so now moving on to the retirement dinner. I've already told y'all about that, but something was brought up on Tuesday after I got off work. So I texted my friend and I checked on her because I know that at the retirement dinner, when I saw her, she told me that she hadn't been doing that great. So all while she's been off, she's been in bed, ain't been able to really move like she want to move because her back is killing her. Now, I know she's not going to listen to nothing I got to tell her that'll help her back. So, it is what it is. She just believe medicine gonna work and all this other stuff, which it hasn't. And so her excuse is gonna be, well, don't nothing work, them shots ain't working. She said acupuncture's never worked for her and pain meds don't work for her. And so she's just gonna say nothing works. So I'm like, ain't no reason for me to waste my breath telling her about what something surefire I know will work, which usually is the same thing that I tell y'all every time. Go alkaline. Become a fruitarian. You eat, and then that's the thing. Like, my thing is, I don't expect anybody to just jump head first into stuff like that and just full out be able to just do it for the rest of your life. Start out doing it for a week or try to do it for 2 weeks and don't deviate from the plan. Do everything I'm telling you to do. The few people who have actually listened to me came back to me and was like, I cannot believe that this worked. I cannot believe that this worked. What did it do? Oh, okay. And I'm like, y'all ask me questions that I tell y'all. There are times I volunteer it. And then they'll double back and be like, what was you talking about a while back when you said that you did this, this, and this? What was you eating? When people listen to me, it be working. So I'm like, hey, it is what it is. So anyway, to make a long story short, within our conversation, she was like, tell me why my sister... No, I don't think that was him. Tell me why my sister asked me, are you and I beefing? I said, huh? Like, I was genuinely confused. I was like, what you mean? Like, why would she ask you that? So when we were at the retirement dinner, I did not sit with them. And it had nothing to do with that. When I went into the party room, people had already asked them would they sit with them. So I thought that they had already secured seating. There were only going to be 4 people at each table outside of where the retiree was going to be at. The person who retired and her family were at that big table, and we had like other little tables that only would have been able to have 4 people max at each table. So I thought that the table was already filled. Well, apparently she declined the offer because she wanted to sit with me and her sister, but I thought that my friend was going to come. And so my friend had been talking about, oh, we need to sit together, da 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 da. Come to find out, she got hit to have to work in the place of the other heifer who was supposed to be there. This heifer that sat up here and came in and told her, yeah, so I got bad news for you. You about to get hit for the time. Because I done put in 2 days to be off so that she could be there for the whole celebration instead of her taking the hit and just leaving and just coming in 4 hours late. Like, she literally could have came for the event, and if she didn't want to come straight away to work, she could have just came in and worked 8 hours. Well, wait a minute. For her schedule, that would have been 6 hours. All she had to do was do 6 hours. They gave them permission. Come to find out, and I didn't learn of this until the end of the situation. They gave them permission to be late, and it wouldn't have gone against them. And I was just like, girl, you could have did that instead of inconvenience her, because she had been talking about for the longest, because the way her schedule is, she gets off. The time she gets off, she gets enough time off to be able to leave, go home, take a whole good, like, she could go to sleep for 12 straight hours. If she want to. Well, really, she could go to sleep for 8 whole hours, still have enough time to get up and get ready for the function and get there and be early and all that, do whatever she needed to do because she was going to get off that morning. So I was like, girl. So I didn't know until I texted her and asked her where she was. And she was like, girl, I'm working. I'm like, what you mean you working? I was confused. So I'm thinking I'm holding a seat for her. She ain't even coming. And like I said, I had no idea that my friend and her sister were sitting by themselves. And so I explained it to her. I was like, girl, I ain't got no beef with you. We ain't never had no issues. Like, never. I've known you the entirety of me working there. So I'm just like, why would I have an issue with you? I don't even see you like that no more. Like, what in the world? So anyway, she said she had to tell her sister that we ain't got no beef and all this other stuff. So anyway, in the midst of us talking, tell me why. She was like, hey, guess what deal I got the other day? I was like, what? She was like, let me show you what deal I got the other day. I was like, okay. I see her little eyes and things, trying to figure out what she's talking about. So she ended up telling me that she got something like this, except hers is smaller, I guess. But this is what she got. Okay? Now, y'all might be looking at this like, who need all that? I don't necessarily need it, but I'm gonna need for you to know it's not just because somebody is congested and stuff like that, or somebody's sick. Let me tell y'all what else you can use it for, because it's what I'm gonna use it for, because I don't be getting sick. You can use it for up to 96% bacteria for free. It's a mist if you get the medium size one, because this is the large size one, I think. Yep, this is considered the large one. Yeah, this is considered medium large. So if you use warm air for the medium one, you can get up to 96% bacteria-free mist. If you use the large one, germ-free warm mist humidifier, that function, it kills up to 99.99% of bacteria, mold, and spores. Listen here. And so it helps with so much, like y'all don't understand. It helps with the just everything that you need going on in these rooms. Waterless vaporizer. Like it's awesome. The cool one is supposed to be ultra quiet, so I'm glad about that. Low maintenance, filter free. Oh, it's really nice. Yeah, it's supposed to clean the air. Even when you put on the cool setting, it's still supposed to kill up to 99.9% of bacteria, mold, and spores in the water. Self-regulating system. Just depends on how you want to do it. So, but yeah, I'm very excited to use this. The one she got was $15. She was able to find the one that was $15 because it was 75% off or something like that. And this one was 75% off too, but I had to pay $24 for it because it was the bigger one. So I'm glad I got this one. They have a 2 left when I went in the store. So just in case you want something like that, your CVS might have it. So go check your CVS's right now. See if they have it, because if they do, they have any in stock. They're 75% off right now because it's summertime. Ain't nobody checking for stuff like this. And so that's all it is that's going on with that. But anyway, so I left out after working all day, all night or whatever, my 12-hour shift. And I was like, okay, let me go see if they have any left. Because she said when she left out the day prior, there were 4 of them left. So I said, okay, well, I'm going to go see if they have them because I want one. I need one of them. I have like a really, really, really mini one. I have a couple of mini ones, actually. Some of my little videos that I do, it's like one of them sitting right here. And this is just not a big one like that. And I kind of just have those for like my little essential oils to go in or whatever. For this is going to be completely different because this is way bigger and the other ones that I have are really small. So anyway, I was like, girl, I'm here for that. So I left out hoping that they'll at least have one left for me. Went over there, they had 2. So I said, yes, let me get this. I don't need but one. So got that. And within 15 minutes after I checked out, I came back to the house. But when I came back to the house, my parking spot was taken. And I'm looking like, who are these people? First thought in my mind was, I feel like it's the owner of the building and somebody else. And I don't know, because I don't know these vehicles. I don't know what's going on. So I ended up having to park somewhere else. I don't like all that. Like, if you don't live here, you need to park further away and get out of the way of the people who actually live here. Because I'm a woman, I'm single. I should be able to be closer to where I live so that I don't have to travel as far to get to the door. Y'all, but anyway. So, don't worry, I'm leading up to some things. So then it was going through at work. The most was popping off at work for the last 2 days straight. Stuff that's out of our control. When we came in yesterday night, we were informed at the meeting that the people who were like over our department, they were very displeased with what's been going on. We haven't been getting things done the way we're supposed to. And I was just laughing to myself because I'm like, it is what it is because we're doing what we can do. You can't expect me to become a magician. You cannot expect me to become a magician up in here when that's beyond me. It's something that's beyond us that's going on, and I only can do what I can do. So anyway, he telling us that, and I'm saying to myself, sir, I don't care. I ain't got but 6 more hours. I got 6 hours to be up in here. I don't care what they do after that. They can figure it out. You're going to get whatever you can get from me. So I did what I did and got up out of there. Quick side note, the person I told y'all about a couple of months ago that was going to get engaged, he finally proposed to his girlfriend when he got off work yesterday. Now, when he got off work yesterday, he was highly upset, and he talked to me like 15 minutes after we got off work because the person he was working with, he brings the morale down significantly. He drains the energy out of them, and he was in a terrible mood. It's like, how you gonna sit up there and allow everybody else who was working the shift prior to you and what their experience was to affect you on your current shift? You got 12 hours to deal with this. Do what you can and try to make the best of it. He was mad when people were trying to make the best of it. He was mad when people were helping him. He was mad when people weren't helping him. Because he'll sit up there and be like, I don't need your help. And then in the same breath, wasn't nobody over here helping me. I was shocked that, like, you could tell, old boy, even when he had clocked out, even though he had clocked out, he was still in his feelings about it. He was just like, man, now I got to go home and try not to take this to my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. So instead of him taking that home, he must have processed on the way home because he ended up going home and proposing to her. He wanted it to be a thing where he included her friends. It was like 2 or 3 girls that she's like always been really close to, but they never like they haven't been on the same page. I mean, he'd been trying to get it done. And he was like, no, because I told him I wanted to see video footage, and he said that they were the ones who was, they were the ones who were supposed to do it, but they're never in place. So he was just tired of waiting on them. He was like, no. So he did it because he had asked me when he pulled up yesterday if I saw his Instagram story. I was like, no, no. And I did just like that because I was like, because I already knew what it had to be. So I told him congratulations and all that good stuff, right? Okay, y'all. So now, the last thing I'm gonna tell y'all, guess what happened like an hour ago? Because, like I said, this is take 2. Tried to do it a while ago and it was getting too lengthy. I'm doing better this time. So tell me why I look at my phone and the prior landlord that was managing this property is calling my phone. I'm looking like, I'm looking at my phone like, what in the world? Heifer, you couldn't text me back a month to 2 months ago, and now you calling me, girl? What? So I was like, let me see what this heifer wants. So I answered the phone like I was sleepy on purpose. She asked me was I asleep. I was like, yeah. She was like, I thought about that and blah blah and all this other stuff, right? Tell me why this heifer gonna call me. Now keep in mind, I haven't gone. Well, prior to that, I got to tell y'all what happened before I get into this. So that's why I was telling y'all about the me leaving out to go and get this cool mist humidifier. So after I came back, I waited for a few minutes, and so when I was about to get out of my car, the elderly man that lives below me, he was pulling up behind the 2 vehicles that don't nobody know. I don't know who them people was. They inconvenienced him too because they parked at his spot too. So anyway, he pulled up behind them. So he got his grandbabies with him, and he didn't send them in the house. And so by the time I got out the car, we meet each other. And he pulled us some groceries out the car. And I said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "I'm fine. How you doing?" So I was like, "Okay." So then I'm about to just go on by my business. He started talking to me. He was like, "Have you heard from the prior landlord?" I was like, "No," and I started laughing because I'm looking at him like, "Sir, I texted this heifer. She ain't never said nothing back. Nothing, nothing." So he told me that y'all, if I would have posted the other video, all y'all would have heard was honking. I don't understand what is going on. So it's a repeat of yesterday. I don't understand. I don't understand. Hold on for a minute. I want to see who this is. Child, I can't even see who it is. The trees are doing the most because whoever it is parked in front of my car and there are trees right there. So I can't see through them. I would have to go all the way on the balcony and like kind of peek around and do the most trying to see. And I don't care enough. But I'm just trying to figure out, is it somebody that live here who's one of their children doing the most or what in the car? Because I'm thinking it's a lady across from me. I think it's her vehicle. But I'm trying to understand why they're doing this. I'm confused. So anyway, so we talking, and so he asked me, "Have I heard from her?" So I started laughing, and I was like, "No." And so he was like, "Well, I heard from her, and she told me that as the 15th, she's not accepting any more rent payments. She's closing the books on everything and all this other stuff." So I was like, "Oh, I don't understand. I don't understand." Now the Jamaican man reaching back out to me. What? Y'all, I promise you, yesterday, this is all that was going on for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I promise you, I want to go over here and say, if you don't shut up as loud as possible, because I don't understand. Like, you're not even supposed to just be blowing your horn to get anybody's attention. That's not what it's for. But anyway, y'all, to get somebody to come out the house and stuff like that, you're not even supposed to do that. Like, when I tell you, somebody told me that as a child, and I looked it up, I was like, oh. Like, people need to look that stuff up. Like, you can get a ticket for that and some more. So anyway, so we talking. And so she said that she was closing the books out, and if you had rent or whatever she ain't got by now, and you wanted to give it to them, you need to give it to whoever the new folks gonna be that's gonna be managing the property or the person that owns the property. So follow whatever instructions they give y'all, which they have given nothing. I don't even know what this number is that was given out to select people. That's a text only number to notify them of anything going on that they need to address, or if you want to say something to them. I don't even know what it is. I don't know. But anyway, so we talking. And so he was like, well, I asked him because of all the stuff going on, because she still ain't came to get the stuff. So I was like, what is going on? He told me she ain't come. Listen to what I'm saying. He told me that she ain't come, meaning she still hasn't gotten the rent that I accidentally dropped that was dropped off to his apartment like in March, April, or May of this year. Which means I would have only had one more payment left that I was gonna go and pay today. Y'all hear me? Was gonna pay. I'm leading up to that. I'm getting there. So talking to him. And so I asked him, I said, well, do you still planning on are y'all still planning on trying to still move into that house? And he was like, I mean, yeah, I need to see it first. She basically said that it's gonna be a downgrade even though it's a house, because the kitchen is gonna be smaller than what he has here, or what he and his wife have here. The rooms should be the same, but they're kind of downsizing. So now they're getting rid of stuff and all of that, anticipating moving, whether it's going to be through a company that the company that she works through or what. So it is what it is. And he's just trying to look at the bright side of it. It's going to be one level. He'll be able to get his wife back and forth to her appointments. And I have to worry about nothing. And child, I'm sorry, the people annoying me so bad. This was yesterday. This literally happened for 2 hours straight yesterday. I cannot. I don't understand. So anyway, fast forward to not too long ago, today, this morning. So like I said, I answered the phone trying to figure out why this heifer calling me when she ain't even text me back. She gonna tell me, she just wanted to reach out to me, to talk to me, to let me know some things or whatever. So I'm looking like, okay, tell me why this heifer told me that I am caught up, been caught up, and all this other stuff. And I actually paid over. So I'm saying to myself, what you mean? Because y'all sending me receipts and things, making it seem like I got two more payments left and all this other stuff. So when she explained it to me, she said that the letter that she initially sent out to me was addressing 2022. And then she also acknowledged the fact that she was the issue in that situation. But to me, it still didn't make sense because, ma'am, when you first started acting crazy and not coming when you were supposed to come, I was getting my rent every month and still notifying you. I still have my old phone. This was the phone that I first started recording videos and stuff on, y'all. This is my old phone. Still got the messages and stuff on here. When I would text her, and I made a point to be like, I'ma still text her and be like, hey, I got the rent, da 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 da, so I can keep my own little record. Because you're not gonna say that I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Mm-hmm. So anyway, fast forward. Well, like I said to today, I had to pause the video because somebody was doing something in the hallway. I was like, child, the honking already doing the most as it is. So anyway, y'all. So she's just telling me, letting me know that she got my letter when I first started dropping the rent off because I was just like, so this heifer plans on not coming to get the rent. I had payments sitting up here. And so she started running down the list. She was like, one time you sent us 2 payments in a week and I was like, yeah. She was like, and so, because I was confused, I was like, how is it over? What is going on? But yeah, like I was saying, I'm sorry, like I was saying initially, she gonna try to tell me that the letter that they sent me before was back from 2022. And I'm like, but ma'am, you initially waited 9 months before you came and got the rent one time. Then it became a series of once every 6 months you would come and get the rent all at once. So basically, what's going on here is that you're not sending out my rent receipt in a timely fashion and trying to make it seem like I'm in the rears when I'm not. Like I'm behind and I'm not. Like, no, what we not finna do is that. So, but yeah, like I was saying, she apologized and she said that she read my letter and she felt what I put in the letter, meaning she understood because you did tell me all that stuff. You told me that my rent was going to be reduced because I'm over here about to kill myself. I'm over here messing my hand up that should have been fully healed by now because I got to keep hauling wet clothes down the stairs. Cause y'all never sent the electrician back over here. Y'all had an electrician. Then y'all got another one that y'all claim to have been way better, leaps and bounds better. Never sent him over here. I feel like my nose bleeding. Hold on, y'all. I'll be back. But anyway, I was just like, you did. I mean, I really reached. It's been a literal year, y'all. A literal year when they were still the ones managing this property. So I'm like, y'all talking about y'all have somebody on payroll. Y'all have at least one electrician on payroll that y'all use for all of your properties. But I asked you a year ago. I told you what the first electrician came out here and told me to tell you, and that they said they was gonna tell you as well, which was that it was shorting out when it first started shorting out to begin with. So it got to a point where almost every time I had to go and dry my clothes, I had to go into the box. I shouldn't have to go over there. I shouldn't have to go in that box and wiggle some things and all that because it's shorting out in order for it to work. And ultimately it clunked out and it don't even work no more because it's shorted completely out. He said that the wiring needed to be redone throughout this entire building, which I agree, because there are certain plugs in here that don't get enough electricity or don't work at all, and it's an abundance of them. So it's like, this makes no sense, and it makes perfect sense as to why they need everything to be upgraded in here. All the outlets need to be, everything, the electrical, everything about all the wiring needs to be upgraded. And man, Ben said that. So once it clunked out, I've been texting her. I texted her several times, and once I started getting the hint that it wasn't gonna never happen, I mean, she would make it seem like, oh, I'm gonna send somebody over here. Da, 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 da. Are you gonna be available on this day? Nobody ever showed up. Nobody ever texted me back. Nothing was happening. And so I had to, in order for me to make sure my clothes were getting dried, I had to keep hauling my clothes out of here. That was the whole point of me working the way I was working before so that I could purchase my own. I purchased my washer and dryer. I had worked and I got my taxes back and I was able to get my stuff because back then I was doing the most. So the fact that I was able to even get enough tax money back to get my own washer and dryer, great quality at that. Why can't I have what I mean, I shouldn't have to go and spend money. I'm literally spending more money on drying my clothes every single week for the course of each month than I pay for my actual electricity bill. My electricity bill is under $30 right now. It's 100 degrees outside. It's 100 degrees outside, and my electricity bill is less than $30. But I got to come up off of more than $30 every month to pay for my clothes getting dried. That's not including the gas it takes me to get there and come back. Because I pay for premium gas. Every time I crank my car up and go somewhere, I got to do all, I'm just saying. Because I shouldn't have to do that. So, yeah, anyway. So she, apologizing for that. She was like, I know you're dryer and blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh, okay. So then she kept on, reiterating that her contract was up on the 15th of this month. And what happened, so she gave me the rundown of everything, y'all. So she said that the person who owns this building got to a point where he told her, he was like, look here, I want to find somebody else that's going to manage the building. And the person that I found said the only way that they would partner up with him so that he can get the renovations and stuff done is if, they could be, the one who would be able to run the, to manage the building. And so she was like, oh, no hard feelings. I understand that. If he gonna hand you the money in order for you to get all this stuff done, that's cool, because all of the balconies on the other side of the building still need to be done. The back stairs still ain't been done, completed. They still, I'm talking about the person across the hall from me on their side, on the back side. If they step out the door, they gone. They gone. Like they done pulled up the boards right there. Them 2-3 layered, 2-3 planks of wood in a row that would have been out there. They gone. The man ain't been here, and I don't understand. Like, and it's a fire hazard because our doors are shut. We cannot get out at all, even if we tried. We cannot get out. She told me that, there's no hard feelings and all this. And she was just like, it just got to a point that she just, she ain't gonna lie. She said she just got to a point where she was just like, she got busy once she realized what the situation was gonna be. So within those 30 days, she just started clearing up her books and, catching up with everything, because they were paying the water bill and trash bill. She said something about electricity. I was like, girl, where you been? Oh, no. So the electricity that she talking about was where the light bulb and all that stuff was at, in the hallway and like other places that ain't got nothing to do with our individual units. So I have to pull out my phone and turn on my flashlight whenever I'm out and it's nighttime now, in order for me not to trip and kill myself, because I cannot see it all. It is complete and utter pitch black darkness once I come in this building. Like this morning when I came in, yeah, I already knew. So I turned my light on as soon as I got out. Before I even got out of my car, I already knew what it was in for. It wouldn't make sense any other way. So, excuse me, got the choking. So, so I was like, okay. So she really was giving me the rundown on all this other stuff, and she was just like, she understands. Like, if it's a situation where money would be provided so that these renovations can actually happen, then cool, do what you do. Because the whole time since she's been running it, they've been running it or whatever, there hasn't been any money given to them for them to properly continue to do renovations. Because I don't know what happened. They started the renovations over here. After that, the people never showed back up to do the other part over there. They been said that, I told y'all, when they first sent over everything, they sent something to us talking about how they were going to redo the back meaning they were gonna like pavement rocks or something or whatever back there so that it won't be terrible when it snows and rains when people trying to leave out, especially since most people have company that come and they park in the back. um they were gonna get lights out there so you can better see at night and all that stuff, or early mornings when it's darker outside during winter months and stuff like that or whatever. um the back deck or whatever you want to call it is supposed to have been redone. They've been supposed to redo the steps and never did. It just got significantly worse. They been was supposed to do all the renovations to this building, replacing windows, doors, all that stuff. Ain't never do that. They been told us that they were gonna redo the stuff in here so that every unit would have central heat and air, which I didn't care because I'm not gonna use it, because I guess because of where I'm in the middle. So I don't get significantly hot. The only time I really get hot is when I'm working out. When I'm dancing and actually working out, that's the only time I actually get hot and start sweating. Otherwise, I'm good. Like right now, my fan ain't even on. I'm not burning up. I'm good. So, um, what else? So yeah, they were supposed to do that. It was just so many different things they've been supposed to do and never did. And I'm just like, okay, this stuff he talking about he gonna implement. And now, even the man below me the other day, he said that when they did the walkthrough to the various places that they went in the building, whoever else place they went through and went to, I guess the person wasn't pleased and they backed out. They did all this and now they have nobody to manage the building outside of the actual owner of the building. Um, so I don't know. I don't really care. The inspector is on them because they have done absolutely nothing. And I was just like, I didn't understand. I didn't understand the point of them sending letters like, oh, we're going to do this. And so she said that she had to convince him to understand that since we knew who she was, it would make sense that since she would no longer be managing the property, that she would notify us, because he was just going to, come and be like, yeah, um, I'm over here now. And we was going to be looking like, okay, who are you? Like, that didn't make no sense, y'all. And I told y'all before, he just sat up here and sent papers and stuff out to us, ain't put his name on here. So she in the middle of the conversation with us, with me, and she started saying what his name was. I was like, well, this is my first time even hearing what the man's name was. I never even knew what it was. He's sending paperwork over. I don't even know his name. And so she was like, I noticed that too. And it's crazy because he's not announcing what his name is and what he does, because that's technically illegal, because he's supposed to notify everybody who he is. Like, if you're a realtor and all this other stuff, okay, like, we need to know who you are. You just always tell us I'm here. Like, we looking like, who are you? So y'all, it's a mess. But she apologized and she was just like, no hard feelings, and but proceeded to tell me that I overpaid. And I'm looking like, that's why, and I think that's why she started like kind of saying, well, the reason why I sent out that notice to you saying you owed all this money was from back in 2022. Ma'am, it's 2023. Like, what are we talking about? And I had all of my rent back then. I don't understand. Like, you kept coming late to get it. That's all that was happening here. What are you talking about? Y'all, I was just like, girl. So once she said all that, and she was like, I just wanted to let you know I'm clearing everything on the books for you. Da 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 da. I don't want you to think that you're going into a situation owing anything. And I was like, okay. And I told her that, I was actually going to get up and go get the money order and drop off this last payment today. Like, I really was. And then I ran into old, but when I tell y'all, everything be lining up, because I really was going to go get this money. And it's like, what's the reason? So I'm holding on to it. And when it's time for me to pay my rent in August, I'll have it or whatever. But we don't even have we don't have anything. I don't know who we supposed to make the payments out to. Nothing. It's just it's a ignorant. It's just ignorant. It's real ignorant. It's real ignorant. And if I could be sure that I wouldn't have any rodent and any pest um, situations happening in the people's apartment below me, I would move into their apartment once they do leave. to kind of have a little bit of respite until I move. But everybody but me seems to have pest problems, and I'm just like, no, I don't want none of the bats, the rats, the any of the other animals that y'all have. I don't know why. I mean, I just do preventative things. Like, I don't know if they leaving stuff out and attracting them. I don't know what's going on, but I ain't had nothing. I don't have nothing. I ain't got nothing. I don't know what they be doing, but I ain't trying to make it seem like I'm the cleanest person that ever was, because I'm definitely not. But I ain't got no animals and all this other stuff going on. I don't know what they doing, but it is what it is. Um, but y'all, I wanted to share the video voice recording, but I cannot because I don't know what I'm doing. So if any of y'all know if there's an app that I can use, or I have an Android phone, do y'all know what I'm supposed to go to in order to be able to record? Because I've been able to screen record conversations that I was having face to face with people. I just had to remember how, if it's supposed to be with the mic on speakerphone, which obviously it is. Could I have an earpiece in? Like, I don't know. But I tried to do it the last 12 minutes of the conversation, and I recorded it, and it just looked like nothing. Can't hear nothing. And I'm like, golly, can't even hear me talking. And I had it where I had a screen recording everything, but you couldn't hear me at all. But it's weird because I still have screen recordings of when I was talking to the not so divorced man, and he said how he loved me and all this other stuff. Like, if I ever need to release the Kraken, I can. I'm just saying. If he ever try being that way, I can release the Kraken to his wife, which I'm pretty sure she won't care, but I'm just saying I can release it. Like, we not finna go there. But if y'all know of any kind of way that I can have guaranteed, whether it's me on speakerphone or just normal conversation with the phone up to my ear or with an earpiece in, how I can record a conversation that's happening, because I just wanted my additional proof that this woman was saying that the books were clear on me. She said she was going to send a receipt and some other things or whatever, but I was just like, oh, okay, hallelujah in the name then. Because why is you, but I still don't understand why she sent me that notice. Like, you got 5 days to pay this, so you got to get out. But now, today, you telling me that was from 2022. That don't make no sense when I was still going to the store and getting the money orders and stacking them up here, waiting on you to come and retrieve them. It's not making sense. But anyway, y'all, I feel like I'm leaving something out, but if I am, my bad. I'll come back another day and tell y'all about it. But anyway, I am about to get off of here and try to start enjoying my days off. And I don't know. I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't really want to go nowhere right now. So I don't know what I want to do. I already watched the most recent episode of Secret Invasion, which stars Samuel L. Jackson. If you ain't watching it, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because it's good every single week. Oh, Lord. Don Cheadle in it, too. You know, if you watch Marvel movies, you would already know that. But, yeah, it's good. It's good for no reason. Hallelujah in the name. But I saw the most recent episode of that. It was so good. Oh, my gosh. About to see what else is out that I want to watch. I already watched the most recent episode of Ready to Love. I might go on ahead and start back watching and, well, refresh myself, because I've seen most of the ones leading up to when I stopped recording the recap reviews of The Family Business. So yeah, I'm gonna try to pick back up on that. We shall see how that goes. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Now I gotta combine these two videos because, like I told y'all earlier, I accidentally hit stop when I wanted to pause to see who doing all that unnecessary honking and foolishness like that. But yeah, I'm about to go on ahead and try to relax. I have some other things up my sleeve too. Y'all gonna read before, but it's all right. But anyway, I'll see y'all later on. Have a good day. Bye.